I can already sense the panic in the comments, or is it anger? Either one works. After being ousted after one term in the United States, Donald Trump has made a lot of promises. He might run again in the future. He might look for other opportunities to influence political groups, and hell, he might just go right ahead and golf for the rest of his days. His family seems dead set on continuing to be right-wing influencers, professing their love for their country in all sorts of interesting ways. But what if Donald Trump didn't stick around in America? What if, instead, he became the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom? Now, wouldn't that be something? Let's dig down deep and figure this out. Some folks out there might be thinking, well, Donald Trump is the Prime Minister of the UK. You know, there's already a polarizing right-wing man in power with really questionable hair. Look, right here. Oh, wait, that's Boris Johnson. To be fair, a whole lot of people consider good old Boris to be the Trump of the UK. Even Donald Trump himself seems to think this. When Boris won the race for Prime Minister, Trump congratulated him and said something along the lines of, they call him Britain Trump. Good for Boris. Both seem to have a habit of being accused of extramarital affairs, which is something, and tend to treat facts as optional. Bold, I know, but you can't deny their reputations. Lately, they haven't exactly seen eye to eye though. Boris Johnson wasn't too happy with the way that President Trump handled the Capitol riots, claiming that his actions encouraging people to storm the Capitol were wrong. He followed up with saying that he was glad that the new president-elect was being sworn in, which is an interesting turn. So while there might be a lot of similarities between the PM and ex-pres, they're not as one-for-one as they may have seemed in the past. So what does this mean for Donald's chances in British politics? Well, it probably doesn't bode too well, but technically, it is possible. Unlike the presidential process in the United States, you don't have to be born in the Commonwealth to run for Prime Minister. Here's how it works. First, you need to become a member of Parliament. You have to be at least 18 years of age, be a citizen of Britain, Ireland, or one of the Commonwealth countries. So Donald Trump would have to ditch his American citizenship and manage to become a citizen of the UK. After all of his patriotic speeches and claims of loving America, doubt that would happen. Could you imagine the fallout? But for argument's sake, let's say Donald Trump decides he wants a chance at the PM position. So he heads overseas, becomes a British citizen, and runs for MP. What a wild ride. Then he's got to convince the head of state that he's a worthwhile pick. Technically, you don't really need to be an MP for this bit, but it does help a lot. The head of state, you know, the ruling monarch, has the power to appoint whoever they choose as Prime Minister, which means that the Queen would have to decide that, yes, Donald Trump should be in charge of our government. Can anyone see it happening? Maybe. Here's the thing though. He would also need to have the confidence of the House of Commons. This is usually done by being the leader of the party with the most MPs. And it would be very difficult for Donald Trump to move overseas, get a new citizenship, rise through the political ranks to the head of a party, and then get appointed to the Prime Minister's chair. It is technically possible, yes, but would it actually happen? Definitely not. I suppose the point of this video is to question what if, not if it was possible though. So let's switch tracks here and talk about what might happen if Donald Trump took over for Boris Johnson. As he proved through his 4-year term as President of the United States, Donald Trump is a devout nationalist and populist. He'd likely fit right in with the Brexit crowd, even if he wasn't from Britain himself. Make America Great Again and Brexit have a lot in common, from wanting to separate from trade agreements with the intention of sparking internal production, to believing that the way things were in the past is the superior option. So really, he probably wouldn't change too much up. Maybe stir some controversy by denouncing some left-leaning folks, try to get back on Twitter, but otherwise he'd be fairly similar to Boris. I'm sure the entire world would have a lot to say about Trump taking over a different political system though, especially one that predates America. Maybe that's what Trump meant by Make America Great Again, you know? He's actually a loyalist at heart and wants to go back to the colonies. Wouldn't that be the plot twist of the century? Although I really doubt that's the case. More likely is that he actually takes the opportunity to assist America in any way he can from a position of power outside the country. He made it all the way to the top of a different system just to continue to strive for the goals he had while president. He's American, through and through. In fact, that's really what he ran his whole campaign on. And once he was president, that's all he seemed to talk about too. So would it be a big surprise if he became Prime Minister of the UK and then immediately went back to talking about America? Absolutely wild. So yeah, technically Donald Trump could become Prime Minister of the UK. And if he were to do so, a whole lot of chaos would result. It would definitely be good for the news outlets though. So what do you think? Would he make a good PM? How would folks react to such a revelation? Would Trump ever give up his American citizenship? Make sure you let me know down in the comments. Speaking of comments, let's take a look at some of your more meddling ones from What If Prince Philip Passes Away. God says, well, she has to stop giving him her immortal formula for him to die, and I don't see that happening. Yeah, I guess so, eh, God? I hear they're all getting blood top-ups pretty often, huh? King Checkout says, you know you're early if you can read every comment in the comment section in 15 seconds. Or you're a really fast reader. Terminator Terminator156 says, what if medieval knights fought against modern military? Modern military would probably have the tech advantage, but knights would likely be a whole lot more motivated. And that's all the time we have for today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.